parable of the lost sheep, God's mercy for those who stray. Matthew 18:12-14, Luke 15:7. Jesus said, "What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one which is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, 'Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost.'" Luke 15:4-6. What the parable meant in Jesus's time. Shepherding was a common part of life in ancient Israel, and people understood that every sheep mattered. If one wandered off, the shepherd would go out searching because each sheep was valuable and needed protection. Jesus used this imagery to show God's deep love for those who have strayed from his path. Instead of immediately condemning them, he actively seeks to bring them back. The deeper meaning: God calls the lost back to him, the sheep represent people, and the shepherd represents God. The 99 symbolize those who remain faithful, while the one lost sheep represents those who wander into sin, deception, and worldly distractions. Many people drift away from God's commandments and get caught in the traps of modern life. But God never stops calling them back. How people go astray in today's world. The lost in entertainment and social media. Many people waste their time in front of the TV, endlessly scrolling social media, or obsessing over celebrities and influencers. Instead of seeking God's truth, they fill their minds with distractions, gossip, and meaningless content, losing focus on their spiritual growth. The lost in lust and addiction. Others fall into pornography, drug abuse, and excessive drinking, searching for temporary pleasure, but only finding emptiness. These sins bind and enslave people, leading them further from God's path. The lost in pride and vanity. Some chase wealth, status, and the approval of the world, refusing to humble themselves before God. They care more about how they look, what they own, and what people think of them than about following God's laws. The lost in false teachings. Many people follow man-made traditions, embracing Sunday worship, ignoring God's feasts, and rejecting his commandments. They have exchanged truth for deception, believing they are right with God, while ignoring his actual instructions. God's call: come back before it's too late. The lost sheep does not find its way home on its own. It is the shepherd who goes after it. In the same way, God calls out to those who are trapped in sin, waiting for them to return. But some people continue to wander deeper into the wilderness, ignoring his voice. Conclusion: the parable of the lost sheep is a message of both hope and warning. God is merciful and seeks those who have gone astray, but the lost must choose to return. If you have wandered into the distractions of TV, social media, lust, vanity, or false teachings, now is the time to listen to God's call. He is searching for you, but will you let him bring you home?